So today I'm working on a GoDBLedger macOS app. This is something I've whipped up pretty quickly in a couple of hours, and the idea is to get the general ledger on one side so you can see what's going on in the financials, while at the same time seeing the result in the trial balance over this side. These are done via the CLI at the moment, and it's kind of rough. Like, I'd like that formatted a bit better, and ideally you'd be able to click into these and see more detail of what's going on. But from a starting point of view, I think it's pretty good, and it's starting to give it a bit of shape. That if we had this as a GUI that an accountant could use, it definitely is like a start. So right now I'm just going to keep building onto it. I've got to put up here like a menu bar of some kind that I can start adding things to and just stuff like that. So let's get to it. So I did a bunch of work yesterday, and all I really got out of it was that this toolbar looks a little bit nicer. I have this button here which pops up with the connection info. So all this stuff here is just connected to my local server on my home network. My password is password, as you can tell, very secure. And the button doesn't even work yet. And also there's a menu item up here that's the same thing. So that's all I got out of a couple hours. Hoping to do a bit more. Right now these transactions really only show like a sample of what it is, and this description is just 3 words really. But eventually I'm going to want them to be like large JSON files. So if someone sends a transaction, that will have a big description in it, like how much payroll someone has been paid, and all the details, like the nitty-gritty detail of the pay activity should go in the description. So this ideally would show like the brief description, but you'd also want to drill into it and see like the big details of it when you go into it. So I've now gotten this to a point where I think I want to leave it for today. I've still got my transactions here and my trial balance. So the screen's split left and right. I went and I added about 20,000 transactions to the ledger. So it's got quite a lot in there at the moment, you can see. And it loads relatively quick, even though it's got this, and it's pulling it from an external database. And then what I've got now is you can click into the transactions. So I've selected a transaction. It's got a bit of detail in it. For the most part right now, all it's saying is the same stuff that you can see here. But, you know, it splits the debit and credits, totals them down the bottom. gives each line item's description and brings out these. This I think will be the starting point for where you want to edit the transactions. So there might be an edit button somewhere here, also a delete and avoid, so you can go through it and you can change the stuff here. At the moment it updates, which is really good. So it's looking like a good start to it, and a good place I think I want to sign off and say, hey look, I got a lot more to do, but I've made a lot of progress so far. So I'm pretty happy for where it's at now.